and welcome to Framed.
Canvas, cuffs, and
other stuffs. This podcast is about crime.
And art.
And our crime.
Wake up. Pay attention.
We've got art.
And it's juicy.
Hello guys, this is the editing podcast Fairy from the future interrupting you again to give you a quick recap on last week's episode before we take it away for part 2. So in case you don't remember, so far on the surface, Anna has not committed any crimes. She is, on all accounts, living her life on Dutch in New York City. She's trying to get the foundation off the ground and is looking to acquire a loan of $60 million. It's no chump change, but so far, it's no crime either. We pick the story back up to a chaotic turn of events where we meet Rachel, Anna's new BFF. Sit back, relax, and enjoy part 2 of Anna Delvey's story. Nightlife scene.
Yes.
And focus on a side story that is also happening with Anna at this time. Okay. This girl's name is Rachel Williams. So picture this, Rachel is out one night having a good time, you know, New York City, having a drink after work.
She's got to do something because her two sisters are just world-renowned tennis players. Venus and Serena.
Venus and Serena, I will say.
That joke was clunky. I'm sorry. I really tried to make something snappy I just...
You know what? I liked it. We'll preface, Rachel Williams is a very white girl.
Yes, okay.
So she's at a New York City nightclub and she meets Anna for the first time. I imagine they're in like a bathroom where girls usually meet each other and they go, I love your hair.
Yes.
Let's talk about the boyfriend that just dumped you.
Yes.
Like very bonding over silly things in the bathroom.
And Julia, what's her name?
Yeah.
Julia, the it girl. The Charlie XCX girl. I'm so Julia.
Oh, I'm so Julia. What's her name? Julia. Oh, Kanye's
Do you know who we're
ex.
talking about? Kanye's ex.
Julia.
Cut all of this. I derailed that.
No,
completely.
I liked it. What? Julia Fox.
Julia Fox.
Oh.
Julia Fox is in that bathroom.
Yes, she.
Joel, fucking hell, get it together.
Julia Fox is in the bathroom with them. And she's saying,
great, another great joke from Joel.
Rachel was actually a picture editor at Vanity Fair, so she's got a bit of but she's pretty ground level picture editor. Like I think she's just starting her career in New York City, and it's two girls in New York City trying to make it happen for themselves. It's all happening.
Yeah.
So Anna was portraying herself with, you know, wealth, money, success. She's dressing the part.
Yeah.
She's got certain bags on her arms. When they're out, you know, at a restaurant or a club, Anna's paying the bill. So she's creating this sense that it doesn't matter. You don't earn enough to pay this bill. I'll do it. I've got money. It's fine.
But where is this money coming from? I know she's like putting it out there that she's this heiress and all this kind of stuff, but where is her current income coming from?
Credit cards.
Okay.
Credit cards.
Okay. Right. Yeah. She's going into debt. Whilst they're, you know, becoming friends, Anna is she's not saying like, I'm an heiress, I'm rich. She's just giving the appearance of this. And she's casually dropping in that she's working on this project called the Anna Delvey Foundation. Right.
So she's being very nonchalant about it. She mentions, you know, I'm going to have my trust fund soon. Like we'll be able to do what we want. And Rachel bought into Anna's story, I guess, hook, line and sinker. Because I guess if you're becoming fast friends with someone and she appears to have money, you're probably pushing yourself in maybe a little bit more in
magic beans.
Yeah, especially
carrot with a fishing rod.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's that one. Anna's scam took a glamorous turn when she told Rachel that she needed to leave the country every 3 months to reset her visa. In true Kardashian style, Anna invites Rachel on an all-expenses-paid trip to Morocco.
Oh, my God. She'd be racking up these debts.
Wow. So she goes, let's go to Marrakesh and stay at one of the most exclusive and expensive hotels there called La Mamounia. It's
exotic erotic.
And it is one of the most beautiful hotels. Like the Kardashians have stayed there, the wealthy, the uber wealthy and the uber
celebrities stay there. You know, if you ever want to take a trip, I
love saying Marrakesh. It sounds like dangling gold jewelry. Marrakesh.
Yeah, Marrakesh.
Yeah.
I think the cheapest room there is $7,000 a night.
Fuck a duck.
Yeah. So let's go.
All right. Let's go with our podcast money.
Yeah. Hey, do you guys want to sponsor us? I don't even know if I'm saying your name correctly.
Better help. Therapy is good.
Have you heard of Squarespace? It's an easy drag and drop technology. Sponsor us now. So off they jet to Morocco. They're living their best lives. Anna also brings along a friend who is a film guy, and she goes, I'm making a documentary, so don't worry about this guy. He's going to film everything because I'm making a documentary about our, you know, the lifestyles and how I'm going to build up this foundation.
Yeah, okay.
It seems legit on all accounts for Rachel. She's like, yeah, that makes sense. You've got a trust fund, you're rich.
Yeah, because what insane person would plan all this?
I know.
So you'd be like, yes, of course it's real.
Yeah. So also you can actually go and see the footage of this holiday.
Oh.
It's so if you've got a moment, go onto the pop over to YouTube, not right now, but when we're done. And
it sus, like when you watch it?
No, it just looks like two girls on a really nice holiday.
Yeah, right, okay.
And you know, going out for dinner and having a good time, good old time.
Yeah.
Anna swears still to this day that when she booked this holiday, that she had the funds and her credit card was pre-authorized.
Okay.
Oh, but a few days in to this holiday, things start to get a little messy.
Right.
Anna suddenly claims that her cards aren't working because she forgot to notify the banks that she was going on her little trip.
You don't forget a thing like that.
Not these days. You can log on to the app and go, I'm here.
What year was this, by the way?
I think we're in about 2014, 2015.
Okay, yeah.
So it's not that long ago.
Not that long ago.
But almost 10 years ago.
Yeah. But like Instagram, social media, all that kind of stuff was
everything's up and
around.
about.
Yeah.
You've got your phone on you. You can call the bank.
iPhones are a thing. You'd probably have your card on your phone. Yeah.
So she claims that her cards aren't working, and the hotel tab is now at $60,000.
Oh my God. Just made my asshole clench.
And that's American dollars.
Wow.
So the hotel staff starts to breathe down their necks. They're like, your credit card's not working. We need a credit card on file to let you to continue to stay here or stop, or you're going to jail because you're ripping us off because you've spent, because Anna had this thing where she would, allegedly, you know, you'd go out for dinner, but you'd go for dinner at the hotel so it could all be charged back onto the hotel.
Everything back to the room.
Yeah. So that's where this $60,000 is starting to creep.
My palms are literally sweating at the thought of that.
So the girls are basically held hostage in their rooms until the bill is settled. They're like, we are not letting you out of our sight until you put a credit card down.
Yeah.
So tensions are really starting to rise, and in a really high pressure moment, Rachel, bless her heart, she hands over her personal credit card.
Oh, Rachel.
Not only that, she hands over her corporate credit card.
Oh, no, Rachel, no.
Rachel, no.
Oh, no.
So she puts down two cards. One is her personal, and because there's not probably a $60,000 limit on that, she also hands over her Vanity Fair credit card. Girl, no.
Girl, so confusing.
Anna's like, it's all good, babes. Don't worry, I'll pay you back. It's going to be fine. So I just can't imagine.
Miffed at Anna, actually.
Hang on a second.
She was my girl for a minute.
And now
she's really effing people over.
Yeah. So, and handing over your work credit card, like, you're going to lose.
That would you've lost your job.
You've lost your job.
Yeah.
They get back from their Moroccan escapade. And Anna goes pretty radio silent on Rachel.
Of course she does.
Because Rachel's like, hey, got my money.
Yeah.
Going into a little bit of debt now.
Yeah.
Bit nervous.
Just spent probably more than her yearly salary on this Marrakesh hotel room.
When Anna does respond, it's always, the money is coming, like it's an international transfer, it's going to take time, don't stress. And Rachel's struggling to keep up with her credit card repayments. She's also having to explain to Vanity Fair that she can't pay back her credit card, I guess, payment because they've gone through and gone, oh, okay,
hey, what's this?
This is an outstanding.
Yeah.
There's $60,000 outstanding on your credit card. And she plays it off at the start, apparently just being like, yeah, I'm sorry, I charged the wrong card. Let me get the money for you. And
Which happens,
but
literally
$60,000.
Well, I don't know what if that's big bucks for the account keeping team at Vanity Fair.
I mean, for a lower level picture editor.
Yeah.
It's not like Anna Wintour's accidentally charged it. It's Rachel.
Oh, I feel stressed for Rachel.
At this point as well, Rachel is interviewed. She's kind of like, I just assumed that the money was coming. Like she's been conned.
Yeah.
Realistically, because she thinks my friend has always paid for me.
Yeah.
Now all of a sudden.
Yeah, she's been swindled.
Yeah, she's been swindled.
Yeah.
She's just like, Anna just doesn't understand what it's like to pay monthly bills because she's so rich. She's never had to live in this world. Funny. All of this drama is simmering, and then suddenly in July of 2017, Anna is arrested for the first time.
Uh-huh.
Can you guess what? For the first time. Can you guess what for, Joel? From what I've told you, what do you think the old cops are picking her up for?
Fraud?
Yep. So
yes, I was right.
Yeah, and it's fraud in many different.
Oh yeah, no, she's frauding all over the shop.
She's frauding all over the shop. So it's about to get a bit wild for old Anna. She's getting charged with theft of services because she's racked up not only a pretty hefty debt with Rachel, but also she's got unpaid tabs at the Beckman Hotel, the W Hotel, and the La Parka Meridrian? Sure.
Sounds right.
Sounds good. So she's been living in these hotels and she hasn't paid them. So now she's got multiple charges at all of these hotels.
Yeah.
And they're big ones. Like I said, she's also charging all of her meals. She's having people come to the restaurant.
It's not like she didn't see this coming. I don't know what she thought would happen. That they'd all just forget?
I think what was happening as well was, so because it's so many different hotels, when one hotel would kind of say, hey, you got to pay your bills, you got to pay your tabs, she'd be like, goodbye, and she'd just leave and go to the next hotel.
Yeah.
So it's she's just running around.
She is running around. I don't know how anyone couldn't be stressed out doing all that.
And by the way she's kind of not stressed from what I can tell. Things start to unravel pretty fast, and soon enough, the New York Post catches wind of this kind of hot mess and prints an article about the wannabe socialite. So it's starting to Anna's story is not only being the talk of the New York City High Society, it's starting to make national headlines.
She kind of seems like one of those people who would almost love the attention.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
I think that
as a socialite, you will eventually get some headlines about you.
Yeah. And
so that kind of loops her back into the social life.
And I think that she's probably got that mantra of like all press is good press.
Yeah.
Regardless.
Yeah.
So
she'll have the paparazzi on her.
Yeah.
She'll be walking out of places. Like, no photos, but she'll secretly like it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's exactly who she is.
Yeah, right.
She's not going to let getting arrested stop her from her end goal of being a New York City icon.
Yeah.
Anna isn't the type to fade into the background. After getting arrested and, I guess you kind of go into the prelim trials and she gets released on bail. She hops on a plane and heads straight to Hollywood.
Hollywood, baby.
She's on her way. Meanwhile, back in New York, Rachel is piecing together the fact that her former BFF might actually be a full-blown criminal.
Only just piecing together, Rachel, girl, come on. What? Girl, so confusing.
Girl, you're so confusing. Girl.
Girl.
So what does Rachel do? She decides to set a trap. The old honey trap. Rachel gets in contact with the DA.
Which is?
Defense attorney. So they're the ones who will be prosecuting Anna.
Yep, okay.
They're the ones taking her. They're, I guess, the government. They're like they're the New York City prosecutors. So
gotcha.
They're putting people who go up on getting sued by this is my basic law knowledge. If you're getting sued by like a big corporation, they're the ones who are prosecuting you on behalf of an entity.
Gotcha.
Rachel starts texting Anna. It's all sweet and innocent, like nothing's wrong, but she's screenshotting every single conversation and sending it straight to the DA.
Yes.
Get
her, girl.
Get her. She tells Anna she can meet up with her in LA because Anna's thinking there's nothing going on.
Yeah.
She still thinks she's got the wool pulled over Rachel's eyes.
Such naive.
Yes. And they decide to meet at a fancy restaurant. But instead of Rachel showing up to the restaurant, it's a police.
So Anna's fled.
She is on the run.
But because when you're being prosecuted for something, you can't leave
the state.
The place. Yeah, you can't leave the state.
So she's left. She said.
Wouldn't that get at the airport? Wouldn't they have some kind of no? I don't know. But anyway, she did do it.
She leaves New York, and Rachel says, "I'll meet you in LA. No worries." The police show up. They arrest her, and Rachel's like, "Well, I'm going to snitch on you."
Yeah,
snitches get stitches, but
you catch more flies with honey
with vinegar
than vinegar.
So Rachel's out $60,000 still. She still hasn't seen that money. So she's kind of like, I'm going to give up. I'm going to give up my friend.
Yeah.
I'm not protecting you anymore.
Yeah.
So Anna
I hope she got to keep her job.
Oh, yeah.
It wasn't her fault.
Or was it?
She was stuck in Marrakesh.
Was she?
No, I'm talking about Rachel.
Yeah, but was she? Or did she put her credit card down?
Well, she did put her credit card down, but they were holding them hostage. I don't know. Continue.
It would be so stressful. But I also wonder, like, at what point do you go to a friend, I'm not giving you $60,000, which is essentially what she did. She gave Anna $60,000.
But then they were stuck. Like, how else would they get that?
Just go, I'm not paying for you, Anna. Sorry, let's go to jail together.
Yeah. Everything would have been in Anna's name. It would have been, girl, you're on your own.
Yeah.
Girl. So confusing.
Anna gets arrested, is whisked back to New York City. She's got to face the music now.
Yeah.
Gone are the days of lavish hotel suites. She's in Rikers Island.
Which is
a prison in New York, and it's apparently
surrounded by water.
No, that's Alcatraz. Apparently Rikers is like pretty tough. If you go into Rikers, it's a pretty rough prison. It's a walk in the park usually, but Rikers is pretty bad.
Yeah, like Orange is the Black kind of makes it look but
this is not fun.
It's like Oz.
She's already fled once, so they're not letting her have bail this time. So she must remain in Rikers Island. Okay, so now it's starting to get a little bit even crazier, I guess. Whilst in Rikers, Anna, the ever-savvy business lady, sells her rights to her story to Netflix.
Does that mean Netflix was kind of wanting... Did they approach...
I don't know who approached who. I would say Netflix probably got in contact with her.
Yeah.
And said, we want to buy your rights before somebody else does.
Oh, she would have loved that. Absolutely.
Loved it. And especially Shondaland taking control of the project.
Famously, is it How to Get Away with Murder?
Yeah, Bridgerton.
Grace? Is Grace Shonda?
Grace is Shonda. Yeah. Yes. So, if Shonda said, I'll buy your rights to your life, I said, take them. At this time as well, Anna is being offered a plea bargain of 3 to 9 years. So, usually you'd say, okay, I'll take that.
Yeah.
Because keep in mind as well, she can be deported because she is not an American citizen.
That's right. Yeah, she can.
The DA is like, you should take this deal. This is a great deal. Do you think she took the deal?
Yeah.
She did not.
What?
She said, I'm going to go to trial.
Okay.
So Anna...
I guess that adds more to the Netflix story.
It sure does. So Anna says, actually, I'm going to go to trial and I'm going to turn that courtroom into my stage. This is when she hires a stylist.
Yes.
And make sure that she's going to look her absolute best when literally every single eye is on her.
Hey, kind of obsessed.
Yeah, it's pretty smart.
Yeah.
It's a bit cunty. Like, I love it.
And I always loved seeing what celebrities were wearing to court.
Yeah.
I think Lindsay Lohan had a few pretty cool outfits like that when she was going for whatever reason she was going for.
The one of many.
Yeah, it was always interesting to see what they were wearing to court.
And I think when you know that this story already has...
Azealia Banks wore some really good court for whatever reason, but she wore some pretty fierce outfits.
Yeah. I think when you know that you're going to get... Anna knew that this story was going to be reported on. It had already had a article in the New York Post. Netflix and Shonda have bought the rights to her story. She knows that when she walks to that courtroom, all eyes are going to be on her. It's only boosting her publicity.
Oh, if I'm going to court, I'm dressing up as one of the Diamante Alexander McQueen aliens.
Yes, 100%. You've got the alien shoes
with the
on.
alien shoes and the big headpiece.
Just walking in.
Leave me alone, everyone. I don't want the attention.
Respect my privacy. I think Anna likes to think of herself. Now, this is all my own opinion. I think Anna likes to think of herself as a bit of a performer and an artist. And I think so. This is just performance art at this point.
Yeah.
Allegedly, at one point, her attorney was trying to make her wear something, and she said, "I'm not going to wear that out there." And she held up
not boring court clothes.
Court clothes.
Yeah.
I'm not. And she held up court proceedings because she wouldn't put on the outfit that they had chosen. And she said, "Only things that are approved by me and my stylist."
Yeah,
and they said because they wanted to make her look more sympathetic, more, I guess, innocent. There's all this stuff that you do to make sure a jury sees you in a certain way. And she said, I'm not doing that. I want to look fashion.
Well, who can blame her?
There are Instagrams dedicated to what she's wearing every time she walks in. People are commenting.
It's like her own fashion week.
It's fashion week for her, even though it's months and months and months of court trials. So
who's paying the stylist?
At this point, it's Anna's defense team, so her lawyers.
Yeah, wow.
So prosecutors are having none of it. So they lay out how she swindled money from banks and even her friend Rachel, labeling her a con artist. The media's eating it up and Anna is loving every minute of it.
Gobble, gobble.
The courtroom drama unfolds and Anna is playing her role to perfection, making sure her outfits are always on point and keeping everyone guessing. It's the trial of the century and the whole world is watching.
Except for me.
Except for you. What year were you in New York?
God, I was probably there at the time. I was there from 2016 to 2017.
She was arrested in 2017.
Oh my God, I was probably walking past the courthouse.
Just been like, hey girl, you're like, that girl looks cool. Yeah. She's like, I don't have time for you. This is where I guess we go back to when she was talking about starting her foundation.
Mm-hmm.
It starts to come out that she was supposed to be opening this arts foundation and went to the big banks and asked for loans, claiming that her finances were tied up overseas. She presented bank statements, a letter of credit from an overseas bank, but this is kind of where she really messed up because she was allegedly forging documents to...
Oh, no.
No. None of the banks actually ever gave her these big loans. However, some banks gave her lines of credit and credit cards because they saw that, she was worth money overseas because she was making up all of these, I guess, documents. There is, from what her lawyers now say, there is no direct link from her... from Anna Delvey, there's no direct link from Anna Delvey to forging the documents.
Okay.
So I'm just going to say that.
Right.
But, I mean, who's making these? Also, apparently she had a fake finance manager and it was just her on the emails. She made a fake email address. And I also just like to think what was it Anna's banker at hotmail.com?
How would she sleep at night having to do all of this? mine would just be like, blah, 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 like there's too many things. Like, I have to be the finance guy now, and oh my God, I have to like go to this new hotel because the other one's like chasing me up.
Yeah. And also to be able
I'd be so stressed.
And to be able to trick a bank. Like trying to get a home loan in Australia, you have to prove to the nth degree where your money's coming from, where it's going. Like there's so many steps. So how did she bypass these steps?
She doesn't have empathy.
No. I think you'll find she's a bit of a narcissist.
Sociopathic tendencies.
I mean, also maybe just she's got some tenacity about her and just
absolutely. Well, she's like laser focused, but she's also awkward socially. She's got some stuff going on, which I'm sure she's been like she must have received some kind of like psychiatric help or something like that, or therapy or something. Because there's something there.
The main thing that the prosecutors are going after are for forging these documents and trying to get loans of millions of dollars from these banks.
Yeah.
By the sounds of things, the documents are pretty legit. Like they look pretty legit. But for all of her openness, so there's been so many interviews since the trial and everything, Anna's pretty open about everything except for this one kind of, I guess, situation. So she's pretty tight-lipped on her dealings with the bank.
Because that's the one thing that they're like, that's the golden ticket to like really crumble her.
Yeah. Because
it's proof
of
forgery,
conning, lying.
That seals the deal on everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if they don't have that, what do they have?
Yeah.
Because you can go and get you'd have to eventually pay the credit card back, but getting the credit card isn't an illegal thing.
Yeah.
The banks never gave her a massive loan. They did give her lines of credit, and the money that she's used to fund, and instead of putting that money towards like the foundation, she's been using it to fund her lifestyle. So she's essentially going to different banks, getting a loan, paying off one to, merging it into another. So she might have paid some hotels some money. She would have been like, charge $5,000 on my card and that will keep me going for a little bit.
Just like trickle some stuff in here and there to kind of somewhat elongate everything.
Yeah, it's exactly what she's doing. What happens next is it's Rachel actually takes the stand and is going to testify against Anna.
Yeah.
Because there's multiple different parts to this kind of trial and court case. So there's the banks going after Anna, and now there's Rachel going after Anna saying, you owe me money. Yeah. You've stolen money from me. She's crying on the stand.
Right.
She's saying it's the worst thing that's ever happened to her.
No.
She said she had to put a credit card down. It's interesting because after the fact and all of these stories are coming out about Anna, Rachel actually sold her story and has been pushing it all online. The defense attorney's pretty, I guess, nice to her when questioning. She's crying, all of this stuff.
Yeah.
Then Anna's lawyers get up to cross-examine Rachel and they ask things like, did you have to pay the credit card bill back? No, she didn't. Her credit card supplier, American Express, they actually said, it looks like fraud. That's okay. We'll wipe the debt. So Rachel's never had to pay that debt back.
Well,
which is
I would do the same thing. I would be like, oh, thank God. Yes. Yep. Yeah, it is. And then it just goes away.
Yeah.
But in this setting,
did you ever pay the credit card back? No, the credit card company wiped the debt due to it being fraud.
Completely honest.
Yep.
She's being honest.
Did you make a lot of money off this story? Yes. And I now have a book deal and a movie deal and I've sold my story.
Good.
And did you lose your job at Vanity Fair? No.
Everything's coming up Rachel.
Everything's coming up Rachel.
Are you doing the same thing as me and imagining Rachel from Friends?
No, because I know what Rachel looks like.
I'm at least imagining the haircut.
Yeah. You know what? Kind of similar vibe. It's interesting that Anna's defense, essentially what they're saying is maybe Rachel was in on this too because she has also profited from this.
Yeah.
So did she feel threatened to put her card down, or did she just put her card down and say, yeah, sure, take the money?
What, as if she planned for all this to happen? I don't think so.
So the moment of truth has arrived. It's time for the jury to deliberate. And let me tell you, they take their time to do it. They take 3 days in deliberations, which is pretty long. And it also kind of proves that maybe it's not an obvious answer whether Anna is guilty or not.
Yeah.
And on April 25th, 2019, the verdict is in. Anna Delvey is found guilty on 8 counts of fraud, but she's acquitted on 2 charges, which is attempting to steal millions from the banks and defrauding her friend Rachel. She's not guilty in those 2 accounts.
She did.
Did she?
Oh.
I get it. If I was in a foreign country and I had to put my credit card down, I probably would.
Yeah.
But at the same time, Rachel's she's okay.
Yeah.
She's doing okay. Anna is sentenced to 4 to 12 years in prison. She's also ordered to pay $200,000 in restitution.
How do you earn while you're in prison?
Well, the Netflix deal we mentioned earlier.
Right. Yeah.
So in New York, you are not allowed to profit off your crime when you're in jail.
Gotcha.
So that money went straight back to paying her lawyers and restitution, and anything that was left over got put into account that she could access when she left.
When she got back, which would still be a pretty big sum, I'd imagine.
I imagine. Everything's kind of coming up Millhouse for everyone.
Yeah.
So if we cut to 2021, spending just under 4 years in prison, Anna is let go for good behaviour.
Oh.
She only spent...
Good girl.
Good girl. She hightails it straight back to New York City.
Of course.
And the first thing she does, she gets back on Instagram.
Of course she does.
Of course she does.
She's a bit of a celebrity.
She's a bit of a celebrity, and people are saying, yes, work girl, queen.
Yeah.
You know,
she'd have her fans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, when she gets out, she kind of flaunts that she's not really learnt anything from this. And her lawyer at the time, when she gets out, says, hey, just lay low. Don't.
No chance.
Don't do anything.
Hell she's going to lay low.
Because you could still be deported, girl. Because you might have served your time for the crime, but also you could be deported.
Yeah.
What happens is, because she's flaunting that she's like learnt nothing, because she's being all over Instagram, immigration picks her up and says, hey, we might deport you. During this time, she was held in custody, but ultimately she was released on October 5th in 2022, and she was granted bail of $10,000. So she, however, still to this day, as far as I know when I was researching, she's still to this day required to remain in a 24-hour home confinement with an electronic monitoring device, and is not supposed, at the time when she first got out, she wasn't supposed to be on social media. They're like, girl, you've got to get off socials. From all accounts now, she's back on socials, so they must have lessened her thing, but she still is wearing the ankle monitor.
And she's still in America?
She's still in America. She hasn't been deported yet.
Yeah, right.
So
she must have some crazy visa or a green card.
Yeah, I don't know.
Must have something.
Or someone sponsoring her to stay there. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
But she's on, she is now on 24-hour home, like she cannot leave her apartment. And
Suck.
I know. I think she can now like walk a certain amount, but she's always got an ankle monitor on.
Yeah.
And she's wearing nice clothes, like she's living the life. So let's talk about, since prison, what she's been doing. Because obviously we've got the tie a little bit to art with her art fund. But so while she was incarcerated, she did a pop-up exhibit titled Free Anna Delvey, which showcased art from 33 different artists, and each piece was listed for a cool $10,000.
Oh my God.
So she...
All of her?
All art inspired by her. So she put on this show, and all of the funds went to her, like paying off her debts and like paying her lawyers and keeping her lifestyle. It's pretty fun.
Yeah.
She did. Apparently there was like a recorded message that played for people when they went to the show.
Wow.
Like if I was an artist.
I would.
Yeah. would just...
She's a fascinating human.
She's so interesting.
Yeah.
And then she did a show called Allegedly, which was held at Manhattan's Public Hotel. Actually, let's rewind 1 second. Mm-hmm. The pop-up exhibit that she did called Free Anna Delvey, she did in conjunction with a curator who ran it for her on the outside.
Yeah.
And Anna promised to pay them back.
Oh, you don't take promises from Anna Delvey.
Don't trust her with your money. So, yeah, she never paid them back.
No, of course not.
Of course not. Also, that was on you.
Yeah.
Also, just take 10%.
Yeah.
Just take the 10% cut. You're dealing with the money. I don't believe that you didn't get a cent from that. Also, publicity.
Yeah.
I believe this might have been just when she got out and she was on house arrest, or this was just before she got out. She did a show called Allegedly, which was an extravagant show at Manhattan's Public Hotel. There was, Kanye West music playing, all the lights, like it was very, all kind of very over the top.
Do you know who would have been there?
Who?
Julia
would have been there, surely. And apparently models strutted through and did a runway in Versace, but they were holding sketches by Anna Delvey because she's making art now.
They're New York.
So New York.
Oh my God.
So all of the pieces were priced at a minimum of $10,000, I think.
Yeah.
And there was a pledge to donate some of the money to children's charities. Mm-hmm. So who knows?
Wow.
Who knows? Then in 2022, she jumped into the world of NFTs when that was all popping off.
Oh, yeah. God.
She minted 10 tokens promising exclusive access to her world to the 10 people that bought it. And also she launched a podcast. And apparently there was a reality show getting filmed as well about her time leaving prison.
Definitely. They did one with Gypsy Rose.
Exactly. But also this was in 2022. If we haven't seen it yet, where is it? Give me the show.
Just quickly, on NFTs as well. Still to this day, don't get how they work, don't get what they are. I don't want to know. Don't even try to explain it to me because I will set fire to my hair. I just do not. It was such a thing. It just came and went.
Paris Hilton did some.
Yeah, they were just pictures of monkeys. I don't understand. I don't know how it makes money. Is it real money?
It's a weird world. One day maybe we'll do a whole episode on it. You can literally burn your hair off.
Oh my God, my eyes will melt out of their sockets.
She also launched a podcast apparently interviewing different people because she wasn't allowed to use social media, but they never said she couldn't start a podcast.
Yeah.
So pretty smart loophole. Just recently as well in 2023, she did her own New York Fashion Week event, which she hosted on her own rooftop. She invited 50 people to her apartment and hosted a fashion runway show.
When you can't go anywhere, you bring the people to you.
Yeah. She collaborated with fashion guru and PR person Kelly Cutrone.
Oh my God.
I know. I love Kelly Cutrone.
She's so scary.
She's so scary. I love her.
Yeah.
I love her. And she collaborated for this Fashion Week show with Kelly, and by the looks of things, they're still doing stuff on social media together. So I don't know whether Anna Delvey hired Kelly Cutrone or Kelly Cutrone is working with her. I don't know what the relationship is there, but I am obsessed with that collaboration. I am going to continue to watch what happens because I love it. I think Kelly Cutrone is so smart but so scary.
Oh, 100%. My brain's pinging. I think I saw her when I was there. At a deli, oh. Kelly at a deli.
Kelly at a deli?
Or I could be completely fabricating that up.
You know what?
Shout out to my girl, Anna.
If Kelly Cutrone came into the room and said, do whatever I say, I would say, okay.
I would say, okay, whilst crying.
Make me your Andy Warhol. I'll do it. She could do that. And I think whether Anna had the foresight to hire her or the other way around, it's smart regardless. And I love it. Kelly, if you're watching, just... hit me up. I'm free. I'm available.
Not me. I'm scared of you.
So despite never launching that exclusive art club, reports suggest she's raked in upwards of $340,000 from her artistic adventures.
Jinkies.
It's a lot of money. Well, it's not that much money comparatively, but it's a bit. And to this day, she's just doing some socials, hanging out with Kelly Catrone, making a way downtown. She became
the socialite that she wanted to be all this time. She did it.
She did it. And
that is a crazy, crazy way.
That's the story of Anna Delvey.
That was absolutely fascinating.
What are your thoughts? What are your feelings?
I'm absolutely excited to watch whatever show on Netflix has been made about her. I absolutely will.
Go and watch it. It's good. I'm so excited to see what she does next.
Yes.
I will continue to watch.
Ooh, very good. This has been one of my favorites.
I love it.
Yeah.
Well, that's it for this week's episode.
Wow.
If you've made it this far, good on you.
Today was a long one.
It was good.
Yeah.
We have one request. Please go and comment and like and follow us on socials.
Yes.
At Frame the Pod.
Yep.
And go on to Apple Music and give us a 5-star review and write something really nice about us.
While you're at it, if you want to see us, like watch us, we're on YouTube as well.
We're on YouTube as well.
If you want to see what lyrics we're bringing every single episode,
we just get more and more
in my Crocs.
Suddenly we're in just like...
We're an alien.
We're an alien. And tell one friend about this podcast this week.
Just one.
Just one, that's it.
If you don't have one, just go to a shopping centre and bump into someone and go, hey.
Hey, you heard of this podcast?
You heard of this podcast?
You'll learn something and you'll have a good time.
Whisper right in their ear. They'll love it.
Hey, you. All right, Joel, thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Bye.
Bye.